Hi, I'm Boslow and I bought a bus. What a lovely bus. The plan for this is to convert it into a motorhome. However, it's got quite a few problems. So let's have a look in the front. As you can see here, it's pretty well rotten. All up in here. It's a rusty old bus. So we've had this now for about a year. In my spare time, I've managed to cut all this out and replace it all. There'll be some pictures to come. Here's a video when we first started taking it apart. As you can see, it was pretty rusty. All around the back in there. There you go, that's the wing that I replaced. That's the body mount that's all been cleaned up, galved and partly fixed. That's been mostly replaced. Luckily it is mostly surface rust, so it's not too bad. That's from underneath before I took my template and drew that shape there. Then I cut everything out. Took a lot of work, a lot of cutting blades, a lot of sanding blades. There we go, fabricating the new wing. Galv paint the inside of it when I weld it together. There we go. Weld the top on. Weld all the rest of it in. I didn't know how to weld before I started this job, but I'm getting there. It's not too bad, look. Fill it up with seam sealant, fill all the gaps, all the way around, all in the new arch. You can see how much work I've done in there. There's the chassis nicely painted red, look, I did that before I did all this work. And then painted it yellow, like the inside. There we go, it's only the first coat, I've put a number of coats on since then. It's looking a lot better. Cleaned up all the chassis. All the suspension work up here, galvanised, sprayed, and then sprayed in Iveco red. The chassis has been cleaned most of the way along. So that's what it looked like before when we first got it. Like I say, mostly only surface rust, came off pretty easy. Lots of work though, lots and lots of work. Lots of dust, very fiddly. There's most of the bits that came off, I'm sure there's more than that came off. And there they are with their first coat of red paint. Again, they've had many coats since. Cleaned up some more of the inside and started painting it. Zinc paint. More bits at the front, I need those ball joints. More zinc paint. Lots of zinc paint. And then a spray of red. That's the first coat of red. I put that on with a little spray gun with a compressor rather than the gun I used inside. It was much easier. Needs a new glass door because the glass was broke when we bought it. And inside we had to take the steps out because they were completely knackered. Again, under here has been cleaned up and painted up to there, and on the inside on both parts, because when we bought the bus and we lifted up the false floor, this lot was completely rotten and had gone, as you can see from some of the pictures. That's just when we took the driver's seat out and the carpet. You can see it's already gone in the wings. And then we took the floor up and yeah, it's gone. Just powder everywhere. So cut loads of it out, clean all the tops off, galvanise them, because it took a long time to do everything else. I thought while I've got the top open, I'll clean all the chassis and paint the chassis underneath and everything else I can get to. Sort the wiring out and the pipes out. So a load of work in the middle underneath first. Very tight, very difficult to get into. As you can see, it's looking nice, it's getting better. That was some of the first work I did on the bus. Then started welding in and galvanising. There you go, seam sealant as well around the repairs. Seam sealant around that. And a nice repair there, I was quite happy with myself there, got all the shapes right for the floor. More chassis work done. That's the hole we got instead of the steps. It was temporary, we got a bit further now. And then paint. Loads of red paint. That paint does not go on with a brush. Don't ever try it. You've got to really spray that stuff on because it just pulls off any other paint underneath and it smears and all sorts. And once you put it on, if you touch it again, it makes a mess. More metal to go in. There we go. Last bits of metal in. Galvanised, sprayed up. Then you get some yellow paint. A spray gun, just like that one. It's bright yellow. Look at that, what a difference. Looking much better now. There we go, then got the carpet back in. Quite a mess at the minute. Again, the fuel tank brackets been painted in straps. The brackets go on the side of the chassis there with the fuel tank on top. Matthew helped do a load of cleaning under there with the drill and the wire brushes. And there's the brackets, massive bits of metal for a fuel tank. Other suspension components. But what I like about it is when you sit down is the view. It's not much of a view at the minute, but it's the view you get once this is converted all the way around. Big back opening doors. There is actually a disability lift on the back. I don't know if it works, but if it doesn't need servicing, I might keep that on here. I can just about stand up. When we came to buy it, it'd been sat in the field for 2 years doing nothing. There it is, that's where we got it. It was in a field, and like I say, I sat down and looked out at that view around the field, and it was lovely. We have plenty of space inside, it's huge. The front looks completely different to what it does now. We opened the door thinking, oh, it's going to be stinky and a bit musty, and it wasn't. It was bone dry. So this is part 1 in the series. There'll be a number of videos now as I work along it for the next year or two, because it's going to take a long time to do the rest of the work. And yeah, there'll be some pictures and some other stuff. I'll catch you later. Here's a shopping list of what you need to buy. A new shock absorber, new ball joint, rubber bits, definitely need a new hose. Very rusty, either end. Won't get that off again. That's broke, so I need a new one of them. I need a new ball joint there. Need to fix that light because I can't get replacement. I need a new track rod end. I need another new ball joint. And that's it. Thank you very much. Goodbye.